This
Ishbal.
conference will now
Yes,
be
and I will give an
recorded.
answer.
Okay, carry on.
Good morning, all. Now I am going to explain about what are the roles available in Fusion, and if a user have access to that particular roles, what's the users can do. We have the roles like project accountant, project manager, project administrator, team member, project creator, application implementation administrator, project application administrator, project building specialist, and enterprise contact administrator, and IT security manager. Firstly, project accountant. If a user have this particular role, uh, that user can have access to all the cost related activities like burdening, allocation, capturing the cost, reviewing the cost, those kind of things. And project manager. If a user have this particular role, he can have access to all the dashboards available in this Fusion. And project administrator. If a user have this project administrator role, he can view all the projects within the Fusion. And project creator. If a user have this particular role, he can create the projects. And a project team member. If a user have this project team member role, then he can access only what are the tasks available in this only particular project. He can't access any other projects. And project application implementation administrator. If a user have this particular role, he can have access to all the functional, all the offerings, and all the functional areas in each offering. And project application administrator, if a user have this role, he can have access to only financial management offering. And project building specialist, if a user have this role, he can he can generate invoices, uh, approve, release invoices, those kind of things done by project billing specialist. And IT security manager, if a user have this role, mm, he can create users, assign roles to users, and also he can create custom roles. He'll provide security for the projects. Hello.
Okay, what about integration specialist?
Yes, and yesterday you said about integration.
Hmm.
If a user have integration specialist role, mm, then he can do how the integration going to be from one module to another module. Those kind of things are managed by integration specialist.
Okay, good job. But there are some corrections actually. In project accountant, what you said, which is good, but you missed one more point like he can also get access to revenue work area along
Yes,
with the
revenue also.
costing work area. And also on the billing specialist side, this is not meant for approving the invoices. Not only for that, he can able to do all the billing related activities, right?
Yes,
Because approvals, it depends upon the configuration of the BPM work list. Based upon that, invoice approvals will be sent to the appropriate users or the managers.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
And again, the project manager, along with the dashboards, he can also able to get access to the projects where he is assigned as a project manager.
For
And
particular projects
also,
only, right?
that is what I'm saying. Wherever he is assigned as a project manager, he can able to access those projects.
Okay.
Okay. And also, um integration specialist. So, guys, what do you understand about integration specialist? So, basically, if you want to make use of a BDI functionality to you create or import bulk data, right? So, he should have the integration specialist role, not to import the data from the other subledgers or the other modules. That will happen automatically, right? I mean, without use of this rule. We don't need this rule actually for that. But if user want to make use of a BDI functionality, then yes, he has to have project integration specialist role. Okay, good job, Lokesh. So next time onwards, if you want to give presentations, prepare couple of slides, one slide or two slides based upon the matter what you want to cover. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Next, Banu.
Hi everyone. Today I will discuss about functional areas contained in project financial management. Functional areas. The functional areas are initial users, enterprise profile, legal structures, organization structure, work structure, workforce structure, and project organizations, burdening, project control, capital projects, and contract projects. Today I will discuss about the organization structure, workforce structure, and project organization. First, organization structure. Organization structure contains business units. In AWS, we call operating units. First, manage the tasks contained in the organization structure are manage business units and assign business function. In manage business unit, we have to classify as name and default set, and next assign business unit function. Under this, we have business unit functions like payable invoicing, payable payment, procurement, liquidations, project accounting. In order to create supplier invoices, we have to enable payable invoicing checkbox. If we want project accounting, we have to enable project accounting checkbox. In business unit level, we have to assign ledgers like primary ledger. In this, we have one checkbox below legal entity checkbox. If you enable the below legal entity checkbox, it, it takes one legal entity we specified in below. If you disable this, it takes multiple legal entities. It is about organized structure. Next, workforce structure. The tasks contained in workforce structure are manage divisions, manage departments, manage job, manage organization tree. First, manage departments. Departments are created by HCM team. In order to create departments, classify them as project owning organization and project expenditure organization. After creating department, we have to create organization trees. In order to create organization tree, we have to go to manage organization trees, create a new tree. After creating organization tree, we have to send to three versions. The three version structure will be legal entity, business unit, department. For that, click on legal entity, and under the legal entity, we have to assign business unit. Under business units, we have to assign departments. After creating three versions, we have to check the status. The status will be in draft. For that, change the draft to status to active. For that, we have to do some procedures. First, to go to actions and click on draft to flatten. First status changes draft flattening and do column flattening. After the flattening, we have to change to audit. For the audit to, we have to change to active. So it is workforce structure. Next, project organization. The task contained in project organization is manage project unit organization, manage project unit options, and manage project organization classifications, and last submit process and maintain project organization. First, manage project organization classification. First, take classification as a department and classify them as a project owning organization and project expenditure organization. Once completed the classify as a project and expenditure organization, we have to run one program called run submit process for maintain project organization. That's it.
Okay, good, good, Banu. Um, okay, so before getting into the next topic, let me put some questions to the team. Mm, Money. What are the sections available under project unit options? Project unit organization options.
Project unit, Anna.
Correct. Project unit options actually. Mani, are you there? Your voice is very low.
Exactly, I don't know, Anna. But I'll
Okay.
check it once.
Okay. Abhilash.
Didn't identify right now.
Anna, I'm Ganesh. Anna, Abhi went to hospital. Anna.
Oh, what happened?
Anna, he went for body checkup. Anna.
Oh, okay. Yes, Ganesh, can you tell? Ganesh,
Anna,
come on. What are the sections available under project unit options?
project financial management. Anna,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sahiti.
project financial management. Anna, Anna.
Yes, man. Yes, Ganesh. Come on. I can't hear you. Okay, Sahiti.
Anna, Anna. Wait. Under project financial management, project
No,
foundation, budgeting,
no, no.
project control.
Listen the question. You are just repeating yesterday's answer.
Under project
Can I, sir?
financial management,
Yes, Sahiti.
I think general properties, related business units, and the third one will be reporting setup.
Very good. Who can talk about what are the available options under the last section, the reporting section?
You have commitments or no? You have to enable the
Mm-hmm.
check boxes for commitments like requisition, purchase order.
Mm-hmm. Good.
So
Like,
if you enable those checks,
go ahead.
actually I don't remember the last years. You have requisitions, purchase orders,
Mm-hmm.
supplier invoices, and another one. Exactly, I don't remember the last one.
Mhm.
So we'll enable those checkboxes, and we'll
Okay, what is
provide the
the
status as.
use of those options?
I think they will be used for reporting purposes. They will show how uh, the data related to the requisition of related commitment, like for requisitions, the commitment number and the details of the transaction, the report, in a
Hmm.
detailed report.
So what are the commitments that are available at procurement side or payable side? We can able to see them from project accounting side for our reporting purpose, and also to calculate like to know what are our existing commitments, so that we can also calculate the total EAC of the project. Okay, good. So under reporting options, we are having summarization options, like what are the commitments that we need to include in our summarization, right? Good. And next, Anu, how can we create departments, and how can I uh, make the organization tree after that?
From managed departments, we'll create departments, Devendra.
Hmm.
And next, we classify the department as project owning organization, or project task owning, or sorry, expenditure organization, and
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Next, how are you going to
and
create organization tree version, and how are you going to make it active?
organization tree.
Hmm.
I have to refer Devendra on this.
Guys, this is very important, right? Who can answer?
We can, no, this is Mahesh Anna.
Yes, Mahesh, go ahead.
In actions, we can create the tree Anna.
In the actions, you can create tree.
Yeah,
I mean, from workforce structure, functional area, you can able to access that task, manage organization tree, right?
yeah, Anna.
Okay.
After that, we create a tree version.
Mm-hmm.
In tree version, as the business requirement, we can classify the legal entity or BU or project unit. As for business requirement, we can define the tree version.
Why are you classifying them under organization tree version? Classification is a different activity,
Okay, Anna.
right?
Okay. We can specify the nodes in classification, right, Anna?
No, I mean, we are not talking about classifications, Mahesh. We are talking about how to create organization tree and its version and how to make it active. That is
Create a
my
tree
question.
version means specify the definition and specify the nodes, right, Anna? Tree version, create a tree version.
Hmm. Nodes. O-
Yeah, Anna. Specify the
Okay,
nodes.
good. Okay. So we'll create the nodes under tree version or tree.
Tree version, Anna, not tree.
Good. Next.
Mm. We go to the status and we have a 5 types of status: draft, row flattening, column flattening, audit, and activate.
Mm-hmm.
In organization tree, don't have the statuses, Anna. Organization version have the statuses.
Okay. Can I create one more version under the same tree?
Mm. Yeah, Anna, if possible, I think.
Can I maintain two active organization versions or three versions at a time under a tree?
No, I don't know that. No, maybe it's not possible, I think.
So we have to end it the previous one, and we have to
Yeah. Ended that and previous. Okay, Anna.
make the another one as active,
Okay.
right? So guys, our organization tree it's very important, and project unit options are also very important. Remember, ఇవి మీకు basic questions wherever you go, basic questions, okay? And also when you enter into the organization, these are all the works you have to do.
Now I have a small
Classifying.
doubt.
Yes, Mahesh.
Now, while we creating a tree version,
Mhm.
when we create in the specify nodes, there is column tab flexible name called classification name. That's why I think it's a classification.
No, there you are going to pick up the particular organizations based upon the classification, whether you want to see all the departments or business units or legal entities, right? In
Yeah.
order to filter out, you are just using that filtering option. That's it.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
but we don't classify them there.
Okay. Okay.
Good. Um, how can we configure project numbering? At what level we can configure project numbering? Who can answer? Ravi?
Project.
Ravi.
Anna Ravi has some mic problem. He going to monitor laptop.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah, under the project unit, we configure the project numbering.
Okay, that's it. That's it. Who else like this? Sai Kiran. SI.
Project numbering.
Bit louder. Sai, are you there? Then talk. If you don't want to talk, we cannot continue as a functional consultant. Talking, talking, talking. When you become a functional consultant, this is what you do. 80%. Talking, talking, talking. If you feel shy to talk, that is the first primary area. Not only I'm talking to Sai, to everyone. If you're feeling shy to talk, speak, then that is the first area you have to correct, not the technical thing. I mean, not the subject. This is your main subject. Talking about something, speaking something, it's that is your main subject, right? But if you are feeling shy in that area, that's the very dangerous area. Remember, guys, whether you know or don't know, talk. Yes, I don't know, but I'll learn about it, then I'll come back to you. That's it. If you know, whatever you know, just talk about it. Okay. Lokesh. Lokesh, are you there? No response. Rakesh.
Hello, Anna.
Yes, Rakesh.
We can define project numbering for project unit or project type or project or business unit levels, Anna.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. What are the different methods available to create project number?
We can choose manual or automatic numbers, Anna.
Good.
By
Mm-hmm.
default, actually it's manual.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you choose automatic, we'll define what the next number will be.
Okay. Along with the prefix, which is an optional,
Yes, sir.
right? Okay, good. So by default, it will be available only under, I mean, by project unit. But if you enable flexible project numbering feature under change opt-in function, sorry, area, then you are allowed to configure project numbering at three levels, either business unit, project type, right? So this is also like a major difference when it compares to the e-business suite and Fusion. So in e-business suite, at what level you can define or at what level you can maintain project numbering? Anybody? Rakesh?
Yeah. Oh, only at operating unit level.
That means when it comes to the Fusion, business unit level, right? But in Fusion, you can maintain a business unit, project type. So this is also a big difference which you have to make a note on it. And also coming to the department, I mean organizations, in a business suite, we will create organizations but directly, but in Fusion, we won't create organizations. We'll classify them, we'll classify the departments as organizations, right? So that is also an important difference. Okay, let's move into the application. So I think we are in users and security. Under this, the important one is manage data access for users, right? Which we have seen already. Next, we'll see manage users, right? So if you want to create user and if you want to view user details, so you can also do it from this particular task. But this is not the user where the, I mean, the actual user who is going to log in, right? It's like an person details, right? It's not exact the user creation. Okay, so if we search for a particular person or an user, let's see what are the available options. So let's get into this. So this is the person. Okay, so under the person details or the user details, you can able to see what is a user or what is the username he is associated with, right? So these are all the person details and these are all the user details. Person details are different from the user details, right? Using these details, I mean the particular user is going to log in or access the application, but not the person details, right? So user details are very important. So whenever you create a person here, we have to associate the user with the person, right? That is also an optional, but uh, but most of the times, if he's having any user logins, then for that particular person, we can also associate the existing user. Okay, and then the employment information, whether he is a permanent employee or a contract employer, right? And then, so here he is a contingent worker, that means he is a contract employer, and which legal entity he belongs to, right? So this is his legal employer or the legal entity. Okay, And then what is the business unit he belongs to? Legal entity, business unit, and the department. These are all the three organizational information which we can see under user details, manage user details, which is very important, right? Because we should know about all this information. If someone asks you, where can I see the department details of the particular user, then you should be in a position to answer, right? So we can able to see the legal employer or the legal entity, business unit, and the department organization details because these are all organizations, right? At the end, we call, I mean, they'll come under organizational umbrella. Legal entity, it's an organization. Business unit is an organization. Department is an organization, right? So apart from this, you can also see the job. What is the job he is associated with? Maybe the senior vice president or president or just operation manager, whatever it is, whatever the jobs we are having, right? So the job is also very important. And then the manager, right? He is his supervisor. So we can also able to find his manager details under manage users. And coming to the resource information, basically we use this if you want to, make the particular person as a contract administrator. We can also use this section for other purpose as well, but when it comes to the project portfolio management, we use the resource information to set him as a contract administrator. Anam, ఇది యూజర్స్ అండ్ సెక్యూరిటీ మేనేజ్ యూజర్స్ అన్న.
ఒక్క నిమిషం అండి. ఓకే యూజర్స్ అండ్ సెక్యూరిటీ
అన్న మీ వాయిస్ బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది, క్లియర్గా లేదు. ఇప్పుడు వినపడుతుంది, ఇప్పుడు వినపడుతుంది.
ఇప్పుడు ఒకసారి he's nothing but employee, right?
No, he's nothing but employee.
కొద్దిగా డౌన్ రా. ఓకే, నీకు పర్సనల్ డీటెయిల్స్ లైక్ హెచ్ఆర్ఎంఎస్ ఫామ్ కాదు కదా ఇది?
నో అది వేరేనా. అక్కడ మీరు దానికి వెళ్ళాలంటే మీరు ఇక్కడికి వెళ్ళాలి, మై క్లయింట్ గ్రూప్స్లో. ఇక్కడ కూడా మనకి పర్సనల్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ ఉంటుంది. హియర్ యూ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు సీ ఆల్ ద హెచ్సిఎం రిలేటెడ్ స్టఫ్.
సరే సార్, నాకు ఏంటంటే నాకు క్లయింట్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఉంది, ఇక్కడ నుంచి నేను డిజేబుల్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాను. హెచ్ఆర్ఎంఎస్ వెళ్ళకుండా ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ వచ్చి ఫామ్ డిజేబుల్ చేయాలి.
ఓకే ఓకేనా,
ఒక్క నిమిషం దీనికి ఇక్కడే ఉంది, ఈ పేజ్లోనే ఉండు. ఇక్కడ డిజేబుల్ చేస్తున్నా ఉందా?
దీన్ని అంటే మీకు ఈ టాస్క్ అక్కర్లేదంటారా మేనేజ్ యూజర్స్?
ఆ ఎంప్లాయీని ఇక్కడ నుంచి నేను యాక్సెస్ లేకుండా డిజేబుల్ చేయాలి.
డిజేబుల్ చేయలేరన్నా మీరు, డిజేబుల్ చేయలేరు మీరు. అది మీరు వెళ్ళాలంటే మీరు మై క్లయింట్ గ్రూప్ పర్సనల్ మేనేజ్మెంటే చేయాలి మీరు.
ఇక్కడ నుంచి కావాలి, అక్కడ నుంచి
ఇక్కడ నుంచి చేయలేము. అది జస్ట్ యూజ్ ఇక్కడ నుంచి అయితే చేయలేమన్నా.
సరే సరే, డియాక్టివేట్ చేయడానికి లేదంటున్నారా?
అదైతే ఇక్కడ లేదు 100%. ఇది యూజర్ పన్న, మీరు యూజర్ని యాక్టివేట్ ఇన్యాక్టివేట్ చేయొచ్చు, కానీ బట్ ఎంప్లాయీ మీరు ఇది చేయలేరు.
యూజర్ డియాక్టివేట్ చేస్తారు, ఇన్యాక్టివేట్ చేస్తారు.
ఓకే, మీరు ఓన్లీ లాగిన్ చేసి యూజర్ అంటారా? ఓకే, అదైతే ఇక్కడ మీరు సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు.
అదే నా రిక్వైర్మెంట్.
అదైతే మీరు సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకేనా. Okay, so if you want to make the person as a contract administrator, or if you want to create contract, then we can give the resource role as contract administrator, right? This is important, right? So before creating a contract, we make him as a contract administrator, and then we can able to create the contracts. And also we can make him as a contract administrator within the contract, right guys? So that is the main purpose of having this. I mean, in future you'll come to know, like when we talk about contracts and when we are creating contracts, then you will come to know the importance of this resource information details. But as of now, just keep it in mind. Okay, and then these are all the roles what the user is currently having, right? So from here you can able to see all the roles, and that's it. These are all the main information what you can able to see from the manage users. Okay guys, main thing, employment information, resource information, these two are very important. Okay, next we have one more pending task called from workforce structure, which is manage jobs. All right, so at every person level, or to every person we can able to assign job, right? Just now we have seen under employment information, along with the legal entity business unit, we have also seen the job, right? So if you want to create jobs, or if you want to view the job, then you have to come to the manage job section. So let's get into this. Maybe we'll go to any existing one. And no. So this is the way to search blindly. It's a blind search, right? So that will give all the existing records in that particular area, right? Because I don't know what exactly the jobs are from, I mean, with which letter it starts. So I just use this filter like doesn't contain, and I gave some special characters here. So in that case, it will list in all the jobs. So let's open any one of the job. I just want to show you some important options here, which will be very useful while defining BPM work list. Okay, so under job, you can see mainly the job name, effective start date, end date. Along with that, you can able to see the level right here, but we don't have any value here. But this level is very important for us. If you want to configure approvals based upon the job, then the job should contain the level. For example, Sai Mahesh or Sai Kiran is the first person, and his manager is Mahesh. His manager is maybe Mani, right? So in that case, we have to assign jobs to each and every person, Sai, Mahesh, and then Mani, and then each job, what are the associated job that should be having a level. Maybe here the Sai Kiran is having level 10, and Mahesh is having level 20, and Mani is having level 30, right? Based upon their role, the level is also, or based upon the job, the level will also get fixed to that. So when I'm configuring my job level approvals, when Sai Mahesh, or sorry, when Sai Kiran submits something, then starting from his job, the approvals will get triggered. So his level is like 10, and next level is 20, next level is 30. Based upon the budgeting amounts, for example, if I want to just, maybe if the budget amount is below 1 lakh, then it should trigger 2 levels till level 20. So in this case, level 10, level 20. So approvals will get uh, or approval notifications will be triggered till level 20. So Sai Kiran will get a notification, Sai, and then Mahesh will get a notification, but not the money, right? So if you want to control your approvals based upon your the jobs, right? So in that case, the job should contain the level. That is very important. If we don't have any levels under a job, then we cannot implement job level approvals, right? So that is the purpose why I came here and why I'm showing this. Okay, guys. Next, and remember, we don't create jobs. That's not our job to create the job. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good. So I think we have almost covered everything till users and security, right? And then, and also try to remember the tasks that are completely relevant to the projects. I mean, if you try to remember even other tasks, that is well and good. For example, under workforce structure, I'm having divisions, right? Which is not very much important, as you know, for me, who is a project PPM, I mean PPM consultant, right? So try to remember the project related tasks, because under shared, I mean, what are the functional areas that is having the shared option? Because this is shared by multiple offerings or the pillars, right? So in that case, focus mainly on our tasks. When it comes to the generic one, like in shared users, then you have to remember, right? Because this is a common task. Now let's jump into the project foundation, which is the very important functional area, which contains all the foundational configuration tasks, right? So let's go to the all tasks so that we can see everything. And if you see here, these all these tasks, except why it came here, this should be under project organizations. Okay, because of this load time calculations, okay, it came here. Except this, all these tasks are not scope enabled, right? So can you see any scope here, right? So these are all not scope enabled, remember. So let's start from the beginning. Maybe the value sets, descriptive flex fields, we'll see this as a separate topic. I don't want to merge all these, with the flow of project foundation. We'll treat them as a separate concept. Okay. So whatever I'm saying, we'll see later. Guys, someone has to make a note, because there might be chances of, again, skipping them or passing them. So Naresh, make a note of this value sets and DFF. Okay, we'll see this as a separate concept. And then the other important thing here is accounting calendars, right? So you can able to access the calendars which are created by the finance team. Remember, we don't create calendar, finance team will create the calendar, but you can able to access the calendar from the project foundation functionality. And once they created the calendar, then if you want to add an year, then yes, you can add an year. That's not a problem. For example, now current year is 2021, and I want to add one more year to this calendar, right? So in that case, you can simply click on the add year. That will add then future year periods as well into this calendar. Without this, you cannot open any period, you cannot do anything on the period related activities, right? Because if the period is not available within the calendar, you cannot work on it, right? Which is a basic thing. So first, we have to bring all the periods or the months into the calendar. Then you can go on to the remaining activities, which we will see now. Okay. So that is important in the accounting calendars. You have to make sure that all the respective, years are added into a calendar or not. You have to make sure that. And then we have to go to the manage project accounting periods. Right? Once you add an year into the accounting calendar, then you can come to the manage project accounting periods, and then you can select the business unit, and you can see the periods. If you want to open any period, if you want to close any period, let's go to the one more task. Manage accounting periods for project financial management. Okay. So under here, this is like a generic one, manage accounting periods, right? So we have to choose our application, which is project foundation, and then choose the ledger. My ledger is this one. Okay. Once you choose the ledger, then you can able to highlight anything to close, right? Or if you want to open a new period, or maybe I want to make this as a open period. So I want to open this period. So highlight this, click on the open period. And if you want to close anything, you can use close pending and then close period options, right? And we have one more option, like currently we are in July 21, right? And I am in September month. So I want to open all the periods till September. Maybe it will take one more long case, like we are in 2019 January period, but I want to open all the periods till now, or I want to open today's period, right? So you can go to the actions and you can click on the open target period. Then you can choose that particular period, which is September 21st. Then you can click on open. So if you see this action will open periods up to the target period, right? So that is what I said. If you select the appropriate target period and what are the periods in between that from the current period, what is my current period? July 21st, 2021. That is my current period. What is my target period? September 2021. So in between that, what are the other periods? August is the period which exists in between July and September. So that August period will get open automatically. That is what this warning is saying, right? So it just triggered a process. Let's refresh it so that we can able to see the changes. And remember, guys, this is the activity which we have to do. Finance team, they don't bother about your project related periods, right? So you have to maintain your own periods during your implementation time. And then once the customer went live, then obviously they will take care of that, right? But before that, while implementing or while conducting any trainings, right? So you have to make sure all your periods or the respective period is in open state or not, right? So that is very important. So now my September 21 is in open state along with my August period as well. Okay. So remember, we do this activity. This is our job. Opening, closing, during the implementation period. Remember, once the client went live, then they can take care of this, like the project accountant user, he can take care of opening periods, closing periods, right? but during the implementation phase, we have to make sure that the period is in open state or not. Okay, and one more important thing is uh, when you are implementing an application for a user, sorry, for a client, and when you are opening periods for the first time, okay, so you just add an year into the calendar, and then you came here in order to open the uh, period. So it will ask you the first open, I mean the first open period. So whatever the period you give there, it will try to open all the periods starting from that first open period to the till date, right? For example, my business, what the client I'm working for, they are they are running the business since 2019. Just take an example, okay? And I want to capture some transactions which has occurred during 2019 year. So in that case, I have to maintain and I have to open 2019 periods as well, right? If not, I cannot have any transactions into that particular year and period. So what should I do? I have to open the period from 2019 January. So in that case, my first open period is January 1st, 2019 or January 2019. That is my first period. And before this, if you want to open any period like December 2018 or January 2018, no, you cannot do that. So that is very important. So be careful while choosing your first open period, right? That is very important. If you get confused there, that's it. Because again, you cannot open any period before that first open period. That is very, very, very important. Okay, guys, are you with me? Ganesh,
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yeah, no.
Lokesh, Rakesh, Ravi, Anu, Shrikala. Shrikala is there? Did I miss her today during asking interview question? I mean the questions. Shrikala, are you there? Guys, is Shrikala there?
No, no. She
no,
went
sir.
to hospital.
Maybe she is gone with Abhilash.
Okay, fine. Let's move to the next important task, right? So make a note on the task what we are referring, right? Calendars, manage accounting periods for project financial management, and then we'll come to the manage unit of measures. And from here, most of the tasks are very much familiar to you, but we have to take a walk through so that you can compare easily in between e-business suite and fusion. So these are all unit of measures. So if you want to define any additional unit of measure, you can click on add button. So I think everybody knows about unit of measures, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. There is no much difference between a business and fusion. And then revenue categories. Even in revenue categories, expenditure categories, no change. Right? Whatever the revenue category you want to define, you can come here, you can click add or new button, then you will just enter the revenue category. That's it. Nothing much here as well. Same like expenditure category, right? We'll come here and we'll try to define the expenditure categories here. Name, description, from date to date. Is there any difference, guys?
No, no.
right? Let's go to the expenditure types. You have to tell if you find any differences here, right? So expenditure type, description category, expenditure category, revenue category. We are associating unit of measure as well, and then rate required option, proceed of sales. I think all these options are already available in e-business, right? Guys,
Uh,
Yeah,
No,
yes, sir.
proceeds of sale. We don't exactly.
you don't have this?
no, we don't
No,
have
no, I
that.
don't think we have PDP.
Okay. You check and then confirm, okay? And then coming to expenditure type classes. This is also common. Like if you click on add button, then you can see all the type classes. So can you able to see any new expenditure type class here?
No, and all are same.
Right? All are same. So once you create an expenditure type, you will associate that with a expenditure type class. And the only the new thing here is set, assigned set. We have to select the reference data set code. This is entirely new to you, but don't worry, we will cover this because till now we have seen this set in many areas, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So, do you remember any other? I mean, the task that contains this code or set code?
So, general properties in project options, project unit options.
Yeah. So, under project units, it is a it contains set code. Good. Who is this Rakesh? Manohar?
So, Manohar.
Hmm. Good. And we have tax classification code. I think this is also common, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Uh, sir,
Uh, yes,
where
Manohar.
we will specify the cost rate, sir, for expenditure. Sir.
Don't worry, we'll see that. Okay, we'll see one by one. Within the project foundation itself, we are going to see that. Okay. Mm, fine. So unit of measures, expenditure categories, revenue categories, expenditure types. These are all same. Let's go to the project class categories or classifications. Let's open the existing one. Name, description from date to date. As into all project types, available as a accounting source, one class code per project, right? All these are all very much same even in a business suite as well, right? Except this assigned sets, right? And then under every class category, we will specify the class codes, which is very common. And also we can specify the project types. So if you want to assign this class category to the particular project type, then you can assign to the project types as well. And assign sets again, we'll talk about this. Next. Next, service types, work types. These are also common. There is no much difference. Just we'll specify the names and then description as well. Work types also similar, right? Except this assign set. Okay. And again, we are having billable checkbox here. This is the DFF what I have added. So my requirement was based upon the work type, I need to decide whether that particular transaction is capitalizable or not, right? By default, we cannot do that. We can say whether the transaction related to the particular work type is billable or not using this option, but not it is a capitalizable or non-capitalizable. So for that, I created one DFF and then provided these values, yes or no values. So that based upon this, I can say that the particular transaction is capitalizable or non-capitalizable. I mean, we are using this during integration. I mean, the integration team will make use of this. Based upon that, they'll try to set the flag of capitalizable, whether it is capitalizable or not capitalizable, right? Next, um, project statuses. I think these are also very similar. Nothing much changes. Status, type, system status, which is the standard system status, and then initial project status. Do you have this initial project status in eBusiness Suite, guys?
Oh, no.
So, sorry?
Yeah, now you set it as an approved project.
No, I'm not getting that correctly.
In the project type, we will specify.
In the project type, we'll specify the initial project status.
Starting status of the project.
Okay. Within the project type.
Within the project type, we have a separate tab called project status and workflow. There we will specify starting status of the project.
Okay. So here, so in Fusion, can you able to see the project status option in the project type? In Fusion, can you see that? No, right? I mean, okay, I think we didn't cover that yet, right? No problem. So if you enable this, then you can pick this as your initial project status while creating a project template. So if you see here, I can able to enable this option for multiple project statuses. One is for, which is already enabled, is for draft and then active, right? So for these two statuses, initial project status checkbox is enabled. That means while creating a template, project template, I can able to select one of these status as my initial project status. So if you enable only one here, then you can able to see only one there, right? So if you enable three, then you can able to see three statuses within the project template, and we will see that. And enable workflow, right? So if you enable this checkbox, then whenever we change the status to this status, notification or the approvals will get enabled. So if the appropriate approver accepts the notification, or if we approve that, then what could be my status? If we reject that, what could be my next status, right? So currently we are in submitted status. Once the project enters into the submitted status, a notification will trigger to the approver, right, in order to approve the project or reject the project. If we approve the project, then the status will set to active. If we reject the project, and then the status will set to draft, right? So that is the meaning of status after change accepted, status after change rejected. And then status controls, I think these are all, there are some new things added into the status controls, so let's focus there. I'll give like okay, so let's save it. Let's come here. So these are all the options what I can see. Adjust transactions, capitalize assets, capitalized interest, create burden transaction, create new transactions, summarize project data, progress reporting by team members. So am I missing anything here which are in e-business suite? Guys, generate invoice, generate revenue. Do we have here? I think these are all available in e-business suite, right? Guys,
We have a generated invoice amount in
so you have to remember that. If you just remember your status controls from your revision suite, and if you repeat the same list in the fusion, that will be a mistake. So even you can have a difference, as a difference like in between e-business suite and fusion, even on the status controls as well. Okay, and even the next allowable status, it's very common when it compares to the e-business suite. So what could be your next allowable status from the current status of the project, right? So nothing much here. And then the other important thing here is manage non-labor resource. I think here also there is not much difference. We'll specify the resource description, what is the expenditure type it is associated with, right? Even in e-business would also will do the same thing, right? While creating the non-labor resource, we have to associate that with an expenditure type. And what is the expenditure type class of this expenditure type? Anybody?
usage. Usage.
Okay, good. Right. So what are the expenditure types that are classified as usage? Those expenditure types I can able to view while assigning expenditure type to the non-labor resource. And if you want to treat this as a mission or an equipment, right, then you can enable equipment resource class as well, right? If it is a mission, okay. And same thing even in e-business suite also, we will associate or we will assign the organizations that owns this particular non-labor resource, right? So which is very common in both e-business suite and fusion. Next, manage rate schedules. I think these also is very much similar. So we are having three rate schedule types or schedule types like job, non-labor, person, and even we are having one more like resource class as well. Right. So let's see them. Person, job, non-labor, resource class. So what are the options available under resource class? Anybody? What are the different types of resource classes we are having? I think this is common even in both e-business suite and Fusion. What are the available resource classes?
We saw the financial sector.
Mm-hmm. Good. Labor, financials, equipment.
Material.
Sorry?
Material.
Material.
Material. Correct. Right? So those are all the available resource classes. So they are very at high level, right? So if you want to maintain your rate schedules at very, very high level, right? For all non-labor resource which are categorized as your equipments, right? So if you want to maintain one rate, then yes.
Devendra,
Anna,
10:25 closure,
sure Anna.
10:30 continue class ఉంది.
Okay Anna, sure Anna.
10:25.
Okay Anna. Right guys, so we have to remember all the schedule types, which is very important. And then again we'll associate the currency here. Based upon the schedule type, we'll select whether we have to give the rates for person or the job or the non-labor resource. Okay, so can I give the rate to the non-labor resource type? Anybody? Can I specify the rate or only the markup to the non-labor schedule types?
If I
Guys,
specify,
yes, Mahesh. Yes, Mahesh. Who can?
if I specify the rate at the non-labor resource level,
Uh,
Anna, this is Mahesh.
yes, Mahesh. Will you specify rates at non-labor resource level?
The- Yeah, Anna. It will pick from
No,
rate schedule, rate from non-labor resource, Anna.
no,
The rate.
You can give the cost rates.
no. You're not understanding my question, Gavin.
Please repeat it, sir, once.
So this is my non-labor rate schedule type, right? So under this, I'm having two options. One is rate and the other one is markup percentage. So can I also specify the rate instead of markup percentage? I want to specify the rate here. Can I specify the rate for a non-labor resource?
Yes, sir, we can specify, but the expenditure type class must be as a usage and miscellaneous. Then only you can specify the rate. For other
No,
expenditure type classes, we will use a
no,
markup percentage.
no. Anybody?
Hello.
Yes, Rakesh.
Hello, Anna.
Yes, Rakesh.
Now, if expenditure type with rate option,
Hmm.
rate required option is enabled, I think then we
Exactly.
can.
Exactly. So while defining an expenditure type, if you enable rate required option there, checkbox, then yes, you can also specify the rate, right? If you don't specify the checkbox there, enable that checkbox, then you can only specify the markup percentage, but not the rate. If you enable that checkbox there in the expenditure type level, then you'll be having two options, either rate or markup percentage. Can I specify both rate and markup percentage? I want to specify both. Can I? Sai Kiran. Sai,
I think we
come on
can,
guys.
sir.
Uh,
Yes, sir. I think we can do, sir. Both.
We can do it. Okay. Ganesh, can I specify both rate and markup at a time? Ganesh,
Sir,
come
we
on,
can
we don't
specify,
have
Anna, I
much.
think.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir, now we can specify, Anna.
Okay.
No, mic going, Anna.
Guys, do you agree with the answer?
No, no.
Hmm. We cannot specify rate and markup percentage at a time. Remember, either you can specify rate or you can specify markup percentage, right? So that is very important to remember. I think we can stop here because again we, we are having only 5 minutes. Like let's complete this within that 5 minutes. Manage labor cost multipliers or not this labor costing rules, right? So we have to maintain one labor costing rule, right? So if you want to have the rates on the labor, if you don't have any labor rate schedules, then no need to define labor costing rules. But if you are having a rate schedule with the schedule type as the person, then yes, you have to create one labor costing rule. So in this we'll just specify what is my costing method. We'll select the rate actually. Okay. And then if you are having any uh, overtime codes, like apart from the straight time, like if you're working like more than 8 hours, then if you want to calculate the rate or the cost separately for those additional hours, then you have to maintain the multipliers. So those multipliers will be specified at this labor costing rule, right? So against an expenditure type, you will specify what is your multiplier. And we'll see this once we look at the labor cost multiplier as well. Okay. And this again, these are all the default overtime options, and we'll see this even when we see the multipliers. No problem. Okay. Let's see about the presentations. Who is ready to do presentations for tomorrow? Did I miss anyone?
Anna, I can give presentation tomorrow.
Who is this?
Money, Anna.
Okay. You on which topic? Money.
Yes, Anna.
Okay.
Anything, Anna.
And
You can say.
okay. Anything. Mm, let's talk about again the project roles only. Okay. I want
Okay. Okay.
I want more clear information explanation on it. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
And who can else give presentation? Guys, if anyone didn't get chance, you can raise your hand. Who is this? Your voice is breaking. Okay, Naresh, what is the topic? Naresh, you can use someone's system. It's not, I cannot hear you.
Hello.
Yes, Naresh.
Yeah. No. So, on which application should I give presentation? Of Fusion or EBS?
Let's say talk about all the integrations, like the standard integrations, or right? So the
Okay.
what are the
Then
subledgers
inventory OTL and
that are integrated with?
inventory OTL payables and receivables
Hmm.
assets.
So just talk about what are all the subledgers that are connected to the project accounting, and then pick inventory and project accounting integration. Okay, you have to talk about that.
Okay.
Okay, okay, guys. See you tomorrow then. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.